5:30 or almost 5:30. It's about 5:24 right now. Briefly talking about today, we have a little bit of rain shower activity that could be pushing through our region, particularly to our west. You can see right now there is a hazardous weather outlook here for portions of western New England. Maybe a thunderstorm with these showers, but don't expect much. Just some rain and maybe a little bit of a rumble of thunder, and that would be to our west. Here we might see a sprinkle, a shower, something like that, but just don't expect much. This is up in Maine, and they are yet again under winter weather advisory. We'll talk a little about that right now. A little bit of sleet, freezing rain, less than an inch tomorrow morning through the afternoon, along with a little bit of ice. All of this coming together to make way for some slippery conditions. So just watch out if you're heading out. Now, let's talk about some of our weather here that we're going to be seeing over the next couple weeks here. So over the next couple weeks, this is what we are talking about. Man, things are... Sorry. Okay, this is the Northeast. This is the weather for today and tomorrow. You can see they were a little warm with us. They said that we were almost going to hit 60 degrees. We didn't even get close to that. There was just too much cloud cover. Maybe some showers this afternoon. Tonight, we will be dropping into the 30s and 40s, and then 20s and teens north. Tomorrow, will yet again be warm. We'll see maybe mid to upper 50s. If there's a lot of cloud cover, if we don't get much sun, we may even be yet again into the lower 50s again, upper 40s towards the coast. We'll have to see how that works itself out. But essentially, that's what's going to happen. But tomorrow we'll get some rain. Why are we going to get rain? Well, the warm air is coming back in. It's going to be impending, and it's just going to be spreading northeastward like wildfire. So that front will be moving through, and tomorrow night temperatures drop only into the 40s with some rain. Up north it will be into the low to mid 20s. Saturday things really warm back up. You can see the 60s and 50s and 60s are going to be around. 70s into Pennsylvania. Work your way up north into Maine, and you can see upper 40s and also upper 40s on the coast. Saturday night temperatures drop into the 40s and 20s north and things like that, and then of course things just really warm up, and things are going to be pretty the same over the next week, as not much rain, just very warm, and just pretty consistently the same practically. So expect possibly an 80-degree day sometime next week, or at least being very close to it. Expect mid-70s. But then things get a little interesting. I would say up until Friday or Saturday of next week, we're gonna see this warm air prevail, and then we get a powerful cold front, and we'll show you that with the model. This is the warm air. This is the ridge that I'm talking about. Why we're seeing the warm conditions. When you see a high like this, that's essentially saying, yeah, it's going to be warm. It's right over the Atlantic. It's just pumping this warm air from the Gulf, because the air may be out here, may be cool, but it's actually warm down in here as well. But it's just taking the warm air from the Gulf and just pumping it up here into New England. And with that being said, it's causing the cool air to just go north. And that's where everything is packed. And that's why I'm starting to get a little bit worried about some potentials for some cool downs here. So you can see how packed this stuff is up here. You can see that the lines are very close together, which means it's practically everything is just so packed up there. I know I'm saying that a lot. It's like a soda can or a soda bottle. The pressure in there is just so tight that once you open it, you're just gonna get a rush of air, and I will show you that. We will be warm though through practically the 25th, and then things start kind of cooling down. You can see that the we will retreat a little bit, but then you can see here's a little bit of a front that will be coming its way through. Powerful, powerful cold front. This is probably going to, if this model is right, this would be causing major issues. This would be bringing down Arctic air with it. And with that being said, when you have an Arctic front and warm air ahead of it, what usually happens is you get massive, severe thunderstorms. And it wouldn't only be in the Midwest. It would also be here because, again, we will be warm. But that 540 line crashes and we get a trough here in the east. So it's going to be switching from a trough in the west to a trough in the east, potentially. Now, there have been some models that have been saying that there was one model, the most recent model that came out earlier this afternoon, said no, but usually about one model a day is saying no, it's not going to happen. But then all the others are saying yes. But I'll look at the trend. I'll look at the next several models that come out, and tomorrow, if the trend is different, well, I'll tell you. But I'm just showing you what the trend has been over the past couple days. We'll have to see if that trend differs and if it changes tomorrow. But I would say by the end of the month, I would say between the 25th and the 31st, will be a time when things will cool down. And from the 31st up until, I would say, around the 11th to the 15th, so to around Easter, to a little bit after Easter, will be kind of cool around here. Now, with that being said, we have a potential for, in that time period, maybe a snowstorm. Now, let's kind of talk a little about what's going on here and why I think that. 1982 was a major year. We got a snowstorm. 97, we got a snowstorm. Both dropping down anywhere between 10 to 30 inches of snow. 30 inches really to a west and to a east a little bit around here. We'll say with both of the storms, we got anywhere between 15 to 24 inches of snow. Why is that so important, and who cares what happened in 82 and 97? That was then. Well, if you take the number of years between 1982 and 1997, that is 15 years. Between 1997 and 2012, it's another 15 years. So every 15 years, it seems like, or at least in the past, in the past, there have been snowstorms in April. Is that trend going to continue? I'm not sure. But with this cold being indicated, I mean, who wouldn't think that there's not? Who wouldn't think that there's going to be a snowstorm with the 540, which is the 0 degree mark, being well to our south, and if all it takes is a nice little area of low pressure to move through, and there we go. So are we going to say that winter is over? Absolutely not. Is it going to be very warm next week? Yes. Is it going to be almost summer-like? Yes, it is. 80s. Now, but just don't let your guard off. Just don't let your guard off. Could I be wrong? Oh yes, it's way out. We're talking almost, we're talking anywhere between 10 to 15 days out. Is it going to change? It probably will, but we'll have to see. I'm just showing you what the models are saying, and as you all know, day to day I give you what's going on, what the models are saying. So, if it changes, well then tomorrow you'll figure that out, and the days to come. So, but I do want to also show you this. These are oscillations, and what the heck are oscillations? Essentially, it's movement of air and how cool things are and how it affects storms and things like this. The North Atlantic Oscillation here in New England essentially affects us by terms of rain or snow and how stormy it's going to be, and also essentially on the terms of how cool it's going to be. The AO, which is the Arctic Oscillation, is really for temperature. So these two usually correlate with each other once in a while, not all the time. But the AO, you can see that when it comes in terms of the temperature this week, things will be rising. There's no doubt in my mind. I mean, obviously it's going to rise because we're going to see temperatures really warm. And then you can see here's that drop off. It quickly drops off after that. So we rise and then we drop off, which essentially supports my theory. This is the NAO. This is dropping like a rock as the temperatures are dropping like a rock. So how do those two combine together? Well, if you have temperatures dropping and the blocking that's kind of taken place, which you can see everything has practically been positive this whole entire year. There hasn't really been any dips in this, only a couple times, and those were really the only couple times we got snow. Everything has been practically positive or above this dotted line. Look how everything is just aiming this way, negative. You know how long it's been since we got this type of negative? October, okay, was the last time. And since we've had a full month of negative, it's been since August. And August, if you remember, was rainy and kind of cool. So that is essentially what's going on. If this is right or not, well, I'm not sure. But essentially the whole trend for the end of the month since practically the end of last month has been cool for April and maybe a potential snowstorm. So we'll see how everything turns out. I just wanted to show you guys this because, you know, I know a lot of people are going to be getting antsy next week with the 80s that'll be coming in here. Just get out there and enjoy it while you can. And, you know, I'll continue to update you and give you updates and tell you whether the models will change or not. So have a great rest of your Thursday, everyone, and I'll see you tomorrow. Have a great day.